Hey guys, Jan here and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a more festive and New Year's Eve inspired build. So we are doing a family home with the facade of the New York City skyline. And guys, it is freaking awesome. Like, I actually love the way that it turned out just because, I don't know, like it it's very cool. And at first, yes, it looks a little bit weird. Um, but when you actually like Google a picture of the New York City skyline, it's just a silhouette, and it actually looks pretty close. And I'm actually really impressed. This is actually one of my favorite builds that I've done, definitely for this year. Also, I just want to say real quick, if my voice sounds a little bit weird, I am starting to get sick again. If you guys have been watching any of the older videos from like the middle of the year, I can say I can only say what I think I had was like laryngitis, where I had no voice for like 3 weeks. So it really sucked, and it just meant that I couldn't really record any voiceovers or anything, and that's why some videos randomly do have music in it, just because for the fact that I mean I couldn't speak, and if I did speak, half the time no like sound actually came out of my mouth, which was very frustrating. So unfortunately, I may be getting sick again, which really sucks. And it literally just comes super fast. Like even earlier today, I wasn't even feeling any like sore throats or anything, and suddenly like 6 o'clock hit, and my throat started getting sore, and my voice started sounding funny, and I was like, oh great, getting sick once again. So if I don't talk for a reason or for a second, it's probably just because I'm trying to drink tea and lemon kind of early on to kind of help not speed things along, but soothe the throat a little bit. But just clarifying there for a moment. But we are just throwing in all the windows, and one of my favorite things to do is when I do kind of like a fake wall or fake level or something like this, for instance, I'll either use white or yellow wallpaper in or behind, and then put in lights. So that way at night it really does look like a building is lit up. In this case, we do go ahead and use white inside wallpaper. We use that stuff that like is fluorescent and glows, so you really kind of get that real kind of look that it's actually lights are on the inside. So the best way I always test it is literally just use the pot lights to get that bright white look, and then just check it out kind of from the front and see what it looks like. Now, because we did use half walls for some of the buildings, obviously we can't fully get um, a full like wall for it. And then there were some that we purposely do leave with either no lights inside, just so we kind of get the effect that not all the lights are turned on, because of course it is a building, so not all the lights are going to be turned on. And then yes, we have the home attached behind it, and like I said, this is actually probably one of my favorite builds, just because one, it is completely different from anything that I have ever done, and two, the outcome is just pretty freaking sweet. Now we do change lots at some point during the build, just because I didn't realize actually how big this lot was when I built on it, and I wasn't really sure what I want to do or how big I want to go. I actually wasn't really sure what I wanted to do for a last 2017 build, and I was talking with my friends, and he was talking about how he's going to New York next year for New Year's Eve, which I am freaking jealous of, because that is one of my dream trips, is to either go there during New Year's Eve, actually to be in New York during New Year's Eve, and to go during the 4th of July. Like, that would be absolute goals for me. And he gets to go next year, so I'm very, very jealous. And Tyler, if you're listening, you can buy me a ticket, because one way or another, I'm gonna get there. Just saying. But yeah, so just in the house, getting the floor plan kind of laid out. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do at first. I was thinking, well, maybe this can be a living room or like an office, and I was like, you know what, screw it, let's do something completely different. Let's just make it a master bedroom. So master bedroom, no privacy, no door to close it off, just an archway, and then a wall that just basically blocks the view of the bed because it is just completely open. And then we have the walk-in closet and bathroom upstairs, so You do get a little bit of privacy by having that separate from the bottom floor, but not a lot because it's still open and there are absolutely no doors in that master bedroom walk-in or closet. It's just all open. And then I was just trying to get the roof trim around the top here just so it was kind of more, uh, consistent in the look of the build. So just had to, kind of redo that. And of course, because it is New York and kind of have all those apartment buildings kind of lined up, I was like, well, you know what? We have to go with brick walls. Otherwise, it just ain't New York, in my opinion. So going in, kind of making that old building feel throughout the house, and then just kind of lightening up with this blue, which actually I absolutely love. I never usually do rooms without trim work in it because that's just my preference. I like that trim because it kind of breaks up just kind of there being no dimension to the room, even though obviously it doesn't really give dimension except for a little bit of shadow, but still, I absolutely love that blue, and I think it absolutely works fantastic, especially against the brick. Like, it just, I don't know what it does, and I don't know what the correct terminology is, but I think it looks freaking good, man. Like, I think it just works so well. And then also, just so you guys do know, during the build, I do save it like 3 or 4 times just because I was seeing Snapchats of people saying that they're having power outages in the city that I live, and I did not want to chance it. So I figured, hey, at least if I save it a couple times, I may lose some of the build, but at least I won't lose like the outside or like kind of the beginning of the build, because I don't know about you guys, but like when I do build houses, like the first couple rooms are like spot on banging and like everything that I could, was going for in the build. And then near the end, it's like, well, I've been building for like 2 hours now. Let's, hurry up. So it's like at first it's like yes, 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 and then near the end it's like, okay, let's just kind of, get on with it and get it done. And I don't know, that's just me when I build. Is my first, like, let's just say the build is going to take me like 2.5 hours. Like this one almost took me 3, which is actually really sad because it's not even that big of a house. I think it's more just figuring the house out. But yeah, like at first it's like, oh, I know exactly what I want. I'm gonna do this, 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 this. And like some rooms I did not have trouble with. Like actually near the end, the 2 bedrooms, or like guest bedrooms, because I didn't really have like a specific sim or like reason to have them. They're just kind of bedrooms that are in this house, so almost like guest rooms. Um, I don't know, it just came like super easy to me, like what I wanted and like the look I was going for, and it just it completely worked. So I'm very happy with the outcome on that. But like this master bed or bathroom, guys, it is what I would freaking love to have in my own house. Like it is like it is amazing. I love this bathroom. It's so beautiful. Um But yeah, and then we're just going into the master bedroom. So a lot more brown tones and kind of reds going on, and everything just, I don't know, it works, but it still kind of has that, not, I don't want to say glamour kind of feel of New York that you think of, but just kind of more downtown kind of, not downtown. I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for with the style of this house, but I don't know. Well, not the house, but the room. But definitely different from the walk-in closet and the bathroom, but I think still works. Kind of more toned down, like their own little private getaway, even though it is open to the rest of the house. Whoops, it definitely does have its own style. Yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry, I was just reading a text. But yeah, and then I did want to make sure that. Oh, sorry, 1 sec, 2 seconds, guys. Sorry, I have a friend who works at EB Games, and apparently he pre-ordered me a game. And ooh, apparently this new Joy-Con's coming out for the Switch. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna say what colors because I don't know if people are actually allowed to know. But this new Joy-Cons, and they can be so pretty. And has anyone ever heard of the game Bayonetta 1 and 2? I've never heard of this before. I wonder what it is. One sec, I'm gonna ask. Apparently it's an action game. Like, yes, I love playing games and everything, but like, a lot of like, system games, I don't really play a lot. Like, I play more PC games, so like, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, sorry guys, got really distracted. But yeah, so anyways, in the kitchen, so I do change it up a little bit. If you guys have seen Deli's video of her apartment build, because she moved into a new apartment, she used the like marble kind of, oh my goodness, side tables. She used that as like counters in the kitchen, and I thought it was pretty sick. So I wasn't even gonna like do that in this build, and I was just kind of looking at the kitchen. I was like, man, you know what would like make this look better, a little bit fancier if we had those like marble things, like marble counters. And I was like, dude, ching. I was like, that's what she did. So, yeah, so I did put that in there, and so shout out, thanks Sally for the idea because it looks freaking amazing and such a smart idea. And then so very kind of more glamorous side dining room compared to the kitchen, but the marble side tables like really do help match it a little bit more. And there was like a ton of fireplaces in the house. I did just realize I only put in one smoke alarm, so that's a little bit awkward. So you will have to add in a smoke alarm for the upstairs bedroom and the master bedroom because there is not one in there. I'm not too sure why I have stopped here. Possibly either because I'm chasing my cat out or something happened. Who knows? But yeah, and then like even like the living room is very different from the rest of the build. More so just because it's more like dark colors and it doesn't really match the rest of the house. But you know, on its own, it's, you know, it's nice and it's very simple. And I do love using like glass and like gold because I think it kind of modernizes a house a little bit and just kind of makes it feel a little bit more fancy than it actually is. Um, but yeah, so you see, I do use like the same chair for all the desks in all of the house, but I don't know. I think it works pretty well. Honestly, I still don't know why we're stuck here. I don't know what was taking so long, and the saddest part is that this video is sped up 6 times speed. So I don't know why I was sitting here. One possibility is that there is this show on Netflix. It's called Beastmaster, and I have been like addicted to watching it. So I did have it playing on in the background. So there's a chance that I just kind of, you know, got distracted and really started watching it. But I'm not too sure why. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's because I went upstairs to make myself lemon and honey, hot water, because that's just kind of what. Oh, that's cool. Sorry, because that's just what like I drink when my throat is sore. Sorry, 2 seconds. Okay, so sorry. I keep getting sent like trailers to watch for new games for the Switch, so I'm just trying to not get distracted by that. But yeah, so basically the house is basically done. I mean, all we really have to do is, I mean, it's not really basically done, I guess, really just half of it. But we do get a little bar in for the family so they can easily entertain. I was thinking about putting in like a baby grand piano or the grand piano, whatever we have here in The Sims 4. But it didn't really make much sense because I really wanted to have more of an entryway than a piano that they can play. So we do get a keyboard in to the family room area, but main focus for the downstairs is almost just actually the kitchen, or not even the kitchen, even though the kitchen's like the main focus in a lot of houses. It's almost just like the dining room and the computer area, just because I love the modern kind of blend of glass and gold. Like that is like definitely for 100% like my style of what I go for. And I really didn't want to get like the glass kind of plastic chair that we got with Get to Work. So I did go ahead and just kind of unlock the cheat. If you guys don't know it, it's the BB Ignore gameplay unlocks. I don't know if it's unlocks entitlement or unlock. Yeah, that makes more sense. So unlocks entitlement. That's just what I am guessing that it is, and not that it's unlocks entitlement. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense in my head. I mean, it makes sense in my head. When I say it out loud, it makes absolutely no sense. So I'm gonna say that it is unlocked entitlement. So that's just how you unlock the business career rewards. If you don't know it, then just literally just go in and Google Sims 4 career unlock objects cheat, and you will find it within like 2 seconds because it is very, very easy to find. Like honestly, you could just probably type in Sims 4 cheats and everything will be there. Like even more stuff that you probably didn't even know that you could do if you don't really play The Sims that much. And then the living room does have a very different feel from the rest of the house, more so being on the colder side. Probably doesn't help that the wallpaper is blue because blue is a cold color opposed to like the oranges and the reds that we have throughout the kitchen. So it does feel a little bit warmer in there. The brick does really help though, we kind of bring out the warm side, and the lights don't really help either because it is more of a white light than a yellow light. So that definitely there for sure. It's kind of pushing it more in the cold direction, and I didn't want the living room to be very cluttered, so I did leave it. Ooh, sorry guys, I got a foot cramp there. That hurt. I did leave it kind of more on the plain side, just because I don't know, I didn't really want it to feel too over cluttered. And then the powder room I actually freaking love. I haven't used this sink in this color swatch for a while, and I actually haven't used this plant either. And I don't know, it really worked. And having more so of a blue wall with white accessories, I think that was pretty key as well because it looks pretty freaking banging. And I didn't actually use any curtains on the upstairs. Now they're just throwing some curtains in just because I figured if the house is technically behind the facade of the New York skyline, then I mean the most privacy or anyone kind of looking in or the ability to look in is going to come through the back. And since I mean technically the Sims don't care about that, I was like, I'm not going to put blinds in. And I don't know, just make the rooms feel, I guess say not as cluttered. I don't want to use that word again, but it makes it feel not as cluttered because there is not a lot of stuff going on the walls, which I really like. And like I said again, I wasn't like planning on doing like a baby's room or a toddler's room or a kid's room. I just literally went into the room and whatever I kind of just felt like furnishing it, I basically did. And the first room that I do really does kind of set the tone for the second room just because I really like color combinations, and I could have done kind of the opposite idea in the other room, but just kind of decided to go a little bit out of the reins there. So this here is just the family room, super simple, not a lot going on. So the functions really that we have in this room are really just the TV, the keyboard here. We get a yoga mat going on here, and then I believe I just put in a guitar. Like, not much, that's about it. And for decor, the walls are just basically left blank. Like, there's not too much going on there. This room actually I think is one of my favorites just because like the pastel colors, and again, like I didn't go into this house having an idea of remotely how I wanted to decorate it, which I think really helped because a lot of times I plan what I want the house to look like and like the color schemes for every room. And this one, I just kind of, I didn't say screw it, but I basically just said, let's wing it. And whatever it is, That's what it is, and it actually turned out really well. Honestly, I think a lot of the times when you overthink what you want to do is when it actually kind of starts to turn a little bit like mushed up, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't really make sense. Um, and I don't know, like this room just kind of turned out way better than I could have liked. I mean, most of the times I would never, ever, ever pair like a blue green up with a pink, like ever, 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 ever. But this actually made sense and it worked, and I was like, yes, honey, yes. So of course with the pink room now, instead of going with the green, I was like, we just gotta amplify up this pink, so we turned it into red. And that's basically it. This is the only two red pieces that we really have, but my favorite thing about this room is actually just one of the lights that I put in. We upsized a table lamp, and I think it was actually pretty freaking cool. I would have never thought to do this, nor would have ever done this. And it really works in the room, and I absolutely love it. And I think I'm actually just about to do it right now. So we go ahead and we get this light, and we size it up, and I think it's actually so cool sized up. Like I said, I would never have done it. Um, so we just moved into the new lot. Kind of a bad transition. Sorry about that, guys. So I really wanted to make this front of the house kind of really look like it was New York City. So we put in a fake sidewalk with like all the shrubs and the trees that I would say that they have there, and then kind of just making a fake road. Yes, there is a road in front of this house, but I just kind of want the illusion that this is New York City. And of course, you can't put our cars on the road, so we just went ahead and made our own road, which I think is pretty sick. I did not decorate the backyard. It is just completely plain because that is not the focal point of this house. The focal point of this house is literally the front of the house. Like that's all that this house really was based on and built for, was the base of the house. Like I said, I had no idea what I was gonna do when I came to this build. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do the city skyline of New York, and everything just kind of stemmed from there. And honestly, it couldn't have worked out any better personally, that I think. And I think it's pretty freaking cool. We will be heading to screenshots coming up here in just a couple seconds, and there is a lot of them just because the rooms were not like massive, but they did require two different sides of the room just because of like if you want a good shot, you can't like have a skewed angle, right? So we had to do two. So we're just gonna jump into screenshots after fixing up the front just a little bit, making sure everything was lit up, and it was. So here we are in the front of the house. Everything is nice and lit up during the daytime, and then we have the shot during the nighttime so you can see how it looks like it is lit up, which I think is pretty cool. So here we are in the entryway of the house, and then we have the wow, I just want to call this the dining room, the living room, and then the office space in the living room as well, which I think is pretty cool. Then we have the powder room, and I just noticed in the last shot that the fireplace bricks matches the wall, which is pretty sick. So here we are in the dining room, so lots of gold, kind of bringing out that fancy side of my build. Into the kitchen with that double stove, loving it. This is the first shot of the master bedroom. Second shot is just the main bed area, and that dresser, I don't know if they can reach it. I mean, it was put in there more for decor than actual like being able to use type thing. Second shot of the walk-in closet area and the glorious bathroom for the master bath, which I think is pretty freaking sick. And then just a second shot here with the tub and the little storage area. And then we have the family room with all its lovely stuff in there. And then we are into the bedroom. So bedroom shot number 1 and bedroom shot number 2. And I absolutely love this desk. It's just kind of not clutter free, but looking good. Upstairs main bathroom area. So this would be for the kids or the guests or whoever is in those 2 bedrooms that we built. And then we have the last bedroom. But yeah, anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this build. Thank you so much for all the subscribers that I have this year. I appreciate everyone and all the views that I've gotten. Couldn't have asked for more. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. And I hope you all have a good day, and I'll talk to you all soon.